Right, well here I am with Danny Boyle and Himesh Patel to talk about Yesterday. So the premise of this film, there's a blackout, you're knocked out during it, your character rather, and when you wake up the music of the Beatles doesn't exist, which it then befalls you to kind of reintroduce the world via stealing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Are you, or have you ever been a frustrated singer-songwriter?
I haven't, no.
But you perform all the songs yourself?
I do, but I never had any kind of pretensions to be a singer-songwriter. I've got friends who are brilliant singer-songwriters, but not me. So,
well, I mean, I'm
nice
going to say, how about now,
it.
Danny? Because he does pretty well out of it, doesn't he? You got the pipes, as they say.
I'm expecting offers, which I'm expecting to be cut in on, a small percentage.
Well, we have done a soundtrack album for the movie,
Yeah.
which is all the songs from the movie plus some extras. You might get a cut of that.
No, I'm talking live performance. That's where the money is these days.
It's
Anyway,
true,
according
yeah.
to Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing,
Yeah.
because we've seen this film Wild Rose, so the person who starred in this, she's
Incredible.
gone on to become a performer
Jessie,
now. So
yeah, she's great.
maybe you'll do this.
I know.
The live gigs, are you thinking?
Jessie's unbelievable, though. I went to Tribeca for our movie,
Yeah.
and a couple of days before they screened Wild Rose, and I went. She sang at the end of the performance. I've never heard anything like it.
Was
Just
it-
unbelievable. She's amazing. Yeah.
You mentioned a certain Mr. Sheeran there. So in the film, he pops up, and I thought, oh, him. And then, you really just rip the piss out of him for the entire film, don't you?
He's got a good sense of humour, which he needed to have, otherwise it could have been quite unpleasant.
When he was reading the script, was there a bit, well, wait a minute.
No, he's bring it on about stuff like that. He gives it as well, because
Yeah.
he teased us rotten, because he found out we'd asked Chris Martin first for that part. So he never let us forget that. And he accused us of asking Harry Styles second, which isn't true. We did ask Chris Martin first. So he teases us rotten about that. So he gives us as good as he gets.
And did you enjoy getting to call him a dick on screen? Or,
Yeah. When did I call him a?
Well, but maybe
Paraphrasing.
I imagine that, but
No, there's that great line where he says, "I can't apologise enough." That bloody Ed Sheeran.
bloody Ed
That's
Sheeran,
one of my
yeah.
favourite
Right,
lines in the
yeah.
movie.
No, yeah, it was fun. He was great to work with.
Danny, the obvious thing for this would be set in Liverpool and have four lads. You've gone for Clacton-on-Sea and one man, so it's quite an unusual sort of choice to spin it like that. Where did that come from?
That's the concept, really. It's
Yeah.
an extraordinary idea that this one guy could take responsibility for all these songs. I mean, he tries to explain to people. You have to be honest and say he tries to tell it. No, Paul McCartney wrote the song, and people say who, and eventually he can't help but accept the fame and become more popular than Jesus, which is sort of his trajectory, really. Gets catapulted like that. Bit like the Ed Sheeran story, because Ed sort of came out of nowhere as well. Suffolk, and he's from Cambridge anyway. Himesh is from Cambridge. They're all kind of, I don't know what it is about that part of the world.
Something in the East Anglian water. Yeah.
Did you approach Paul or Ringo to appear in this film at all?
Not to appear, no, but you have to write to them and explain the concept so that they'll let you associate the music with it. And then also we sent them the finished film, just out of courtesy. And we got a lovely
Two
message.
thumbs up from Macca?
Lovely message back from Ringo.
Right.
And from Olivia, George's widow. I don't think Paul's seen it.
Right.
But he saw the trailer and said, well, the trailer seems to work. That's a surprise.
Well, there hasn't really been a great Beatles biopic ever, though, has there? It's quite.
No.
It's lovely that this film really feels like a celebration of what are rightly called the best songs of all time. Were you a fan, and was this a pressure to kind of to deliver on these songs and to make a kind of great film?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of grew up with them in bits. Kind of, they got drip fed into my life really, through my family and my friends, and then really getting the job was when I really kind of dived in and listened to everything, and I've completely fallen in love with them now.
Tell me the one song you dived in and then hated then.
Hated?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't think I hate any of them.
Right. Well, the good thing is your character could have just forgotten that one if he'd wanted to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Across the Universe.
There we are.
Not a fan of that song. And I can say that because I'm a fan of so many of the others.
So is there a sequel where he remembers that they haven't done Wings? The Wings has been forgotten as well. Yesterday
Exactly.
too. You can have that idea on
Yeah.
me. Yeah.